In this section, we'll see how we can run the smart contract. So I have already run the smart contract, which is there, this is the command that you have to use to run the smart contract. It's going to take a few minutes. So that's why I have already run and I've kept the output ready for you guys. So when you run this, so you are going to go through all these processes. If you can look into it, these are the outputs that you'll get. So we are going to look into what are all these steps in detail, but I want you guys to see the output. If you guys see, if you guys get the same output when you are executing this code, you have successfully run the smart contract. So it's gonna say take some time running it. It's gonna take few minutes. Be patient. So if you get an end message which says it's successfully deployed on the channel, which means you have successfully deployed it and you are ready to run the smart contract. Now let me close this. So this is the main file where the deployment magic is happening. Now let us go one by one. So before going into that, now first let me explain these are all the steps that we need to go through in order to deploy the chain code. So this was not the case before Hyperledger 2.0. Now the after 2.0 all these steps are necessary to run the chain code or the smart contract. So first is packaging the chain code, second is installing the chain code, and then you will query just to make sure, and you need approval based on the endorsement policies, and you will check the commit readiness, and after that again you need approval from other organization, and again you will check for the commit readiness. And here we since we have three organization, we are going to get the approval from all the organization, and we will check for the commit readiness, and then we will commit the chain code definition, then we are going to query all committed. So these are the procedures that we have to follow. These are the steps that we need to execute. That's why there is a big log which you have seen before. So now let us get into one by one function to see what are the commands that it is executing and what is the process that it is going through. So first is we need to package a smart contract. We need to package the smart contract before we can install it to the channel. So navigate to this folder, which is manufacturer, and inside that you have something called contract folder. So inside that you have to do an npm install. So npm install will give you all the node modules that is necessary to run. And then so this npm install installs node dependencies under this node modules which I've just shown. um, Now we can start install our smart contracts by running the deploy smart contract.sh, which I have shown, and the output you have seen, the long output which you have seen. So the first step is, let me go back again, and we will start one by one looking into the function. So the first step is to package the pharma ledger smart contract, which is what we are doing in this particular function. So the peer lifecycle chain code package command, which you can see here, peer lifecycle chain code package command, will package a smart contract. We assign the manufacturer as the administrator. As you can see, we are assigning manufacturer as an administrator with the set global. And so as we are assigning manufacturer as an administrator user to run the package command, so that is why this set global variable 1 is there. So arg is the variable which takes the value of 1. So after this, so in the next we need to install the chain code on all the peers as an admin with the peer lifecycle chain code install command, which is this section. So as you can see here, this section is calling install chain code section, and inside this section we are seeing the peer lifecycle chain code install command. So So using this for loop, you're gonna iterate and you're gonna do for all the organization, which is organization 1, organization 2, and organization 3. When the chain code when the chain code package is installed, you will see the messages which you so once you execute this chain code using that deploy command which I've shown, so you can see what portion of the logs belongs to this function, this particular function, and what portion of the log belongs to this function. So you can basically segregate the portion of the logs which belongs to a particular function. So after we install the smart contract, we need to query whether so after that we need to query whether the chain code is installed or not. So we can query the package ID using peer lifecycle chain code query installed command, which you can see it here. So this is the function and this is the command that you are using. So this command completes successfully, which you have, so with which you can see the logs as well, which says installed chain code on this peer with the package ID this. So you can see that as well. So going back and forth will might confuse you. So that's why I'm just showing the function execution. So after in the end, I can just relate this logs to this. So to get more deep understanding, so you have to execute on your own and you have to segregate. You will be able to segregate the function and the logs related to that. So with the return package ID, we now have to approve the chain code definition for manufacturer using approve for my organization, which calls peer lifecycle chain code approve for my organization command, which you can see here. So you will in this function you were approving the you are approving the chain code using this command peer lifecycle chain code approve for my organization. Now we can check whether the channel members have approved the same chain code definition using the check organization commit readiness. So you can see the commit readiness which runs the peer lifecycle chain code commit readiness command, which you can see here. So as you can see, check or commit readiness internally is calling check or commit readiness. So which will run the command peer lifecycle chain code commit readiness, which will see whether all the members have approved the same chain code definition using this, which runs this command. So as expected, we should be seeing the output, we should be seeing the approvals for arg1. So in the output, you can see approvals as arg1 MSP, which is true, but arg2 MSP we have not approved yet. So I'll just show here so that you will get an idea so that you know how to debug these cases. So as you can see here, this is where we are first during the first iteration we are here. So for arg1 MSP it is true, and we have not got approval for from arg2 MSP and arg3 MSP. So that's why it is false. Now going back, so the endorsement policy requires at least majority of the organization that must endorse a transaction before it can commit to the chain code. So that's why we need to continue running the PO chain code life cycle chain code approve for organization command for both arg2 and arg3 as well, which is the previous command. So after that, again we need to check. So let me go here. See here you have packaged, you have installed, you have queried. After that you have approved for arg1 and you have checked the commit readiness, which you can see it over here in this log. And after that again you have to do the same thing for these two as well, because we according to endorsement policy we need majority of the organization to endorse a transaction before it can commit to chain code. So that's why you have to approve it for organization 2, you have to check the commit commit readiness for organization 2, and you have to approve for organization 3, and you have to check the commit readiness as well. So if all the commands execute successfully, all three organization will get the approval of chain code installed, which you can see over here. So in this section, you can see what the approval status that will go on for the iteration. So in this log, you can see org1 has approved and org2 has approved, but org3 is still false. In this state, you can see all organization have approved this. So this is the state which where you can go. Endorsement policy is has matched, so you can proceed further. Now that we know for sure that the manufacturer, wholesaler, and pharmacy have all approved pharma ledger contract chain code, we can commit the chain code, commit the definition. So we have required majority organization, which is 3 out of 3, to commit the chain code definition to the channel. Any of the three organization can commit the chain code to the channel using peer lifecycle chain code commit. So let me just go to this. So here, any of the peers can use this command peer lifecycle chain code commit in order to commit the in order to commit the definition using this command. So after this, so we will use this command, which is query command, to check whether the to check this chain code commit status. So we use this peer lifecycle chain code query committed command to see the to check the chain code commit status. So these are all the functions that you need to go through. And to summarize, so there are different stages where your chain code has to go through before it commits to the blockchain. So first it has to be packaged, and then you have to install the chain code, and then you have to query the chain code. And you, according to endorsement policies, if your endorsement policy says that majority of the organization have to approve, then you have to approve, you have to take the approval from all the organization. That is what we are doing in approve for my org, which is passing one, which is manufacturer. Approve for my organization two, which is um, distributor. And approve for my organization 3, which is pharmacy. So this is what we are doing. And then we will see the commit readiness. So so once the commit readiness has achieved, we will get true for all of the true from all the organization. So at this point of time, endorsement policy matches, and then we can go, and any of the peers, either peer 1, peer 2, or peer 3, either manufacturer or distributor or pharmacy, can go ahead and commit the chain code definition. After that, you can query the query all the query the chain code. So this is what the logs as well, so which you have seen before. This is quite a long list of logs. So you can just execute this command, and you can relate this, you can just go to one function and try to see the log, what are the logs related to that particular function. In that way, you will have a better understanding of this life cycle of the smart contract. That is it for this lecture. Thank you for watching.